What's good, Buzz family? On this episode of the All That After Show, Buttons Get Pushed, we learn that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and if they hear you, they eat you. Stick around to see what that's about. You're watching the All That After Show on AfterBuzz TV.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I love this beach feel. I'm gonna keep saying that every time, man. I feel like just doing the waves, flag surf, all of that all together.
Nice summer feels.
Yeah, man, it is summer officially.
Exactly.
Yo, officially, y'all. Welcome back to the All That After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. We got a lot to talk about, man. We are on season 11, episode 3. It's a big deal. We got a lot to talk about, but before we get into everything, allow us to introduce ourselves. I'll start with myself. I am Hero from the 90s, but you can call me Byron K. Also, to my left, we got Kel's number one bae from back in the day, but you can call her AJ. What's good?
Hey, everybody. Yes, Kel was bae.
He sure is. And to her left, we got the man with the plan. He's about 6'12" when he stands. His name is Jeff.
You dropping bars today? I like
Bars
it.
all day. I got him. And then last but certainly not least, she's wearing her Nickelodeon shirt, her Gabae 2020 sticker to compliment it. She loves 90s Nick so much that she's had several 90s Nick themed birthday parties. It is Anaïs, Lucia.
Hey
What's
guys.
good, girl?
Woo, I'm literally so excited for this episode. I can't wait.
And you want to know why we're excited? Because we have, again, someone very, very, very special in the house. She is from the current season of All That. She is from Florida. She's 14. She started comedy at 11. So in 3 years, she's already killing the game. She's been nominated for awards and all that good stuff. Please give a warm welcome to Gabrielle Nevaeh Green.
Woo! Hi, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Nah, thanks
Super
for being
excited.
here.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. You a superstar already. At such a young age, you're already killing the game. You're an inspiration to us, and I'm sure kids everywhere.
Thank
So
you so much.
It's
Thank
great to have you. It's great to have you. But yeah, man. So this episode is real crazy. We're going to go through every single sketch from Simplicity to Positive Papi, Coach Crean, The Silent Place, literally Liza. We also have a special segment, the All That Remix, which is going to be spearheaded by Jeff over here. And AJ has our news and gossip. And we're also going to ask Gabby and get all the answers from her that you want to know and things that you may not want to know, but you're going to know anyways. But before all of that, allow us to just talk about the show for a little bit. What do you think about it, Jeff? How'd you like the episode?
This episode was just, it was good jokes after good jokes. I mean, the great scenes. It was funny to see just the different characters interact, and I'm starting to see different actors interact with different characters and stuff. So it was cool to see, and I'm ready to see some more, and I already have like written down like which characters I want to see with different characters. So I'm hoping to see that coming up.
Yeah, I feel like this show moved like pretty. It was just like boom, 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 one thing after another. Like it was just exciting all the way through. How'd you feel, Anaïs?
I like seeing a lot of new characters, you know, like literally Liza and Positive Papi. And then we got a special treat for us older fans. We got 2 OG members in one sketch.
At the same time.
Yes. Yeah, I liked it as well. Positive Papi, I always love the inspirational, motivational.
Very inspirational.
Little breaks they put in there. And of course, like Kel Mitchell, he was in one of the skits, and I love him. So.
Kel's number one bae from back in the day. But, Miss Gabby, since you sat there and watched it with us, how did you feel about the episode overall?
Well, I was laughing for a completely different reason because when I watched the show, I'm thinking about the day that we shot and what happened, like behind the scenes, like all of the breakage and things that happened and like how many takes we had to do of that specific thing.
He was looking from a production standpoint, like, oh, we spent this much money on these props. Oh, yeah, I remember they ruined my shirt that day.
Exactly. Like the specific sketches, it's bringing back memories.
Yeah, exactly. So the show kicked off with the first sketch, which is Simplicity, which is the world's easiest game show for some. For others, it was the world's most devastating game show. But that show was super funny, man. I feel like Chingun really got abused in that scene.
Yeah,
poor Chingun.
I wrote down like the most complicated easy game show. I'm like, when he said, "Oh, this is a most simplest game show," and I'm like, nothing about that was simple. I don't know any of the rules, so I'm feeling for my guy right there. It was hilarious to watch.
They were making up rules as they went. That show had no roadmap.
Yeah. But that's why it was so relatable, because that's what kids do nowadays. They play a game and then they start making up rules in the mid-game. Like, where did that rule come from? Or you're like, wait, but that's not fair. It doesn't make sense. Well, it's okay. It's the game we're playing, so it's so relatable.
The game of life is pretty similar to that.
The fact that, like, if you didn't get it right, the other person has to be eating a sandwich and don't have to ring the bell. I'm like, Yeah, that makes sense.
And there was so many bells. There was like 15 bells to ring. You had to ring all of them.
Yeah, I liked the game.
Yeah,
I liked it.
How did you like the game, and would you have done well if you played it?
I definitely would not have done well. I was feeling Chingun when he got struck by lightning. Like, lightning!
It was the lightning round.
It was the lightning round, literally. But so many different things that you had to push. Like, just looking at the specific box that they had to like put together to make the little podium. It was so complicated. I was stressed for him. I was like, wow.
I learned one thing. I learned that Ryan is heartless because Shingun was getting electrocuted. All these things were happening to him. He was getting slapped with stuff, and Ryan's just like, oh, well, we're moving on to the next round. It's round 6 for you, my friend.
It was like nothing phased that guy, and he killed it in that one.
Yeah, he did a good job, man. I like how I mentioned like Lexi kind of is like the host for a lot of different shows. I like how they're kind of doing that with Ryan too. So that was pretty dope. Moving on though is your girl, Miss Positive Papi, played by Kate. What did you like about that sketch?
I loved it because, you know, the kids are watching it for humor, of course, but then they always got these tidbits where it's like, wait a minute, let's think, let's be positive, and, you know, little motivational breaks are always welcome, so I liked it.
Yeah. I wrote down that, like, I put her as the next Amanda Bynes, but, like, one thing we talked about is these kids are owning their own brand. Like, they're coming into their own characters, and there's so many different characters that she's taken over, and, like, those are quick hits because she did, like, 3 times.
Yeah.
And, like, each time, you remember what happened. Like, dang, my girl's back. She's about to get hurt again. I was like, don't do it. And then, but, like, she's really owning that, so that was really cool to see.
Yeah, it was cool to see, also because a lot of times, like, physical comedy, I mean, maybe, like, more back in the day, it was mostly, like, the guys doing it, so it's kind of cool to see, like, a girl kind of doing stuff like that. It's more, you know, like, Chingun was kind of getting, like, hit and all that stuff, but now it's seeing, like, a girl kind of, like, do that's kind of cool. And, yeah, because, like, the whole positivity thing, I feel, is kind of especially with Instagram, it's kind of a popular thing now, and it's good, you know, so it's kind of cool that they kind of use that for a sketch.
And it's hard to, like, be good in comedy when you're the only one in the scene.
Yeah.
Like, she was controlling the scene by herself, like, killing it, doing comedy by herself. Like, that's hard.
And comedy itself is hard. Gabby knows because she spent some time doing some comedy as well, went through a big comedy intensive. We'll definitely talk about that a little bit, but you're one, you know about comedy. How hard was it for you to, like, adjust to, like, this whole, like, TV, like, improv type of world?
Oh, it was different because I'm a theater kid. So coming to TV, it's very, very different with like microphones and things. Like I was projecting and the sound guy was like, stop. But it's really different because we get a script on Monday and then we have to put it up on Friday. So that's not a lot of time to like memorize and figure out the character. But we all have each other's backs, which is really, really great. And Kate really does a great job with the physical comedy and everything with like the ball and everything. But when I watch that sketch, it really reminds me of Vital Information meets Coach Crean.
Yeah.
But she does a great job in that sketch.
I agree, and I'm assuming she did her own stunts because I remember from watching like the old school All That, they would use like a dummy for a lot of things. You remember the dummy that gets tossed around? They would use it for Keven a lot.
Or something.
Yeah.
Exactly, but it looked like she really let the cans fall on her and everything. So, you know, kudos to Kate. Yes. And it's funny, I love all of her quotes. She said, life is a gift, and then she got hit with one. She said, turn your can'ts into cans, and then they fell on her. She said, you miss 100% of the shots you can't take. 100% of the shots you don't take. And we don't know if she made the shot, but we know that the shot made her. So that thing was crazy. But it was just dope to just see, like, just the love. It looked like she was having fun doing it.
Yeah.
So speaking of fun, let me tell you how much fun we have doing these after shows for you, Jeff. Or actually, Anaïs. Let them know.
Hey guys, so thank you guys for making AfterBuzz TV the ESPN of TV talk. And if you guys aren't liking what we're doing, it would really help us out if you could comment, subscribe, like, follow us on social media. It'd be great too. If you're listening on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And AfterBuzz has been really great, just giving me this opportunity to hopefully improve as a host and being able to do this show because I love all that. So thank you guys.
She's not lying either. You created the stickers, didn't you?
I made the stickers. I'm always making something for this show.
Listen, and just so y'all know, even before like we come in to shoot, she brings in like all that themed snacks and everything. Show them.
I made this card too.
She made a note card. She really goes in. So we really need to send some special love to Anaïs Lucia because she really goes so hard for this after show. So we really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Anaïs.
And thank you guys for watching. watching, and
Thank you.
please keep watching the after show.
Yeah, please do.
And thank you for hopping in the live chat.
What are they saying?
We
What are
have
they saying?
a lot going on. Gabby, you know, a few weeks ago, I dropped some little hints that there might be a Good Burger 2 coming out.
Okay.
So somebody in the chat said, I think Gabby should work at the Good Burger and play Ed's daughter or little sister if they come out with a Good Burger 2. So.
Whoa, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Hey, that would be a dream come true.
You was practicing what that means.
Well,
You know what we was
That was too ready.
That was too ready. You was too ready for that.
No.
I feel like we gotta pay her every time she performs. Every time she does a line, we gotta pay her. Just like you need a tip jar, just $5 every single time. We gotta throw money in the jar.
She's cast already. That was the best audition ever.
Yeah.
Anything else to say in the comments?
Yes, they love you, Byron, and they love you, Gabby. And they said that Katrina could come back as the Lemonade Girl, but have one of the kids be her daughter or a new scammer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Gabby, they said, what other classic All That characters would you like to interact with?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I would love for Pierre Escargot to come back. That would be like my dream for him to come back and like one of us, you know, maybe get in the tub with him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite too. That and the chocolate.
Randy and Mandy.
Yeah, Randy and Mandy.
Yes,
I like that one.
Yes.
Angeline.
Terrence wanted to know also, did we have any favorite sketches from the original All That? I'll just
think
go
we
ahead.
already know.
Mine was always anything with Keenan and Kel. So yeah.
I think my
Same.
shirt kind
I
of says
think one that
what
a
sketch I
lot of
like.
people have forgotten about that I think was great that Kel did was Okra. With his
Yes.
Oprah character, I thought that was amazing. I saw that recently when I was watching one of the old episodes. I'm like, no one remember, like a lot of people remember Coach Crean, but Okra is like people don't talk about it.
They're sleeping on okra.
I like the flashy characters like Coach Crean. He's just like
He's in
like
your
that-
face.
that-
Like,
yeah,
you
that's my
remember that.
thing.
Coach
Like,
Crean was one of mine that I wanted to come back, so I was really happy to see that.
well, it's funny that you touched on Coach Cretan because that was actually the next sketch we're going to talk about. So Coach Cretan and Coach Clampett made a comeback played by Kel Kimball and Josh Server, two of the OGs, and that thing was super dope, man. How'd you feel about it, Anaïs?
Well, for me, that was a dream come true because when people would ask me, you know, which one I wanted to come back, it was definitely Coach Crean because I just love how, like, it's just so funny, kind of the abuse he kind of takes and just his, like, little sayings, like, you know, I can't even think of one right now. Just my mind went blank. But, you know, he has those sayings and, you know, my finger hands and just the stuff like that. And I was actually at the taping when they filmed this this sketch. And Kel's so great at improv. Like, every take, he had something different. So it was really cool to actually see it. And, like, I wanted to cry. I was so happy. I'm like, I'm actually seeing Coach Crean live and, you know, him doing all the stunts and everything. That scene took a while to shoot.
Yeah.
So.
Every time I see him on camera, I just laugh. Before he even talk, I just start laughing because I already know it's going to be funny, man, because he throws himself 1,000% into the character.
Yeah, just like we're laughing at the scene, but just think if we're in the scene, like one of the characters, like how hard is it not to laugh or break when you're working with Kel? Like,
That's why I'm not on the show.
It's so difficult. Like 24/7, no matter what scene we're doing, whether it's Good Burger, Coach Cretan, whatever, somebody always breaks. Somebody always breaks because Kel is so outside the box. He's so good at what he does. Like even in just Coach Cretan, you were there. Like they had an accident with him and Nathan because he was supposed to like push Nathan out of the way, and Nathan fell over, and he fell over on top of him, and he was like still in character, like help me up. But it's hilarious. Like there's so many like outtakes and how many takes we have to do stuff because Kel is just so funny. He's like a comedic legend. It's amazing.
Okay, whoever is in charge of the All That YouTube channel, please put together a reel of like Kel outtakes, please. Like an hour, 1 hour, that'd be cool. You know, they probably have enough for an hour.
That would be dope.
So who breaks the most?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh shoot.
You already know, Chingoon.
Yep.
Chingoon.
I was gonna say,
circling.
we were watching the show, and then after that, they show like the outtakes and stuff, and we were watching that, and it was him and Kel. They were just like cracking up. I was like, that has to be hard.
Yeah,
it has to be hard.
Chingoon breaks so often. Like we were filming Babies Who Brunch, and he had to have like the slob all on his face. He couldn't keep it together. It was too much.
Aww.
Like they had to like go over and over and over again, but he eventually got it. And like even in A Quiet Place, A Silent Place, which is a spinoff of A Quiet Place, Chingoon could not keep it together when he said, "If you fart, you die." And we all just like, we couldn't look at Chingun. He just had to get that line in because we were running out of time. And we were like, Chingun, you got it, you got it.
Yeah.
He was like laying on the floor. He was like, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. But he's such a great dude. But that's, Chingun.
Who would you say causes people to break the most? Would it be Kel or would it be somebody else?
Kel, by far.
Man.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So with that, is he like, is also, so we see the funny side, but is he also behind the scenes like more of a mentor to y'all as well?
Yeah, very much so. Like all of the OGs that have interacted with us and come back on the show have been very, very supportive of us and have given us advice. Like the first time I met Kel, I remember he walked in literally with open arms. He was like, "Hey guys, what's up?" But the thing that I really remember was him telling us that the show is not what made you special. You were born special. So
He was preaching to y'all.
Yeah.
He gave y'all that word.
Yep. That was the number one thing that I remember Kel telling us. But they've all been so supportive, which we really appreciate.
And it's funny because you're probably going to pass that on to the next generation as well, too. Like,
of course.
Because you definitely represent like just people your age, people who are younger who look up to you. So that's something, that's a nice little gem to hold on to.
What kind of advice have you gotten from Keenan? He's one of the executive producers, too.
Keenan, really the same thing. Just, stay humble, have fun always, and, just this is not what made you special. You were born special, and, God is number one. That's really it.
Amen.
That part.
Keep them first.
Yeah, but I like how you briefly mentioned the silent plays. So that sketch was actually pretty cool, and they had basically every cast member in that sketch, and it was based on A Quiet Place. So that's pretty cool. And like I said, if they hear you, they eat you. I got another chip right here. I was gonna eat it, but I ain't gonna.
Oh shit.
What is that YouTube thing where they use like all silent?
ASMR.
Yeah. I was like, that's the first thing I thought about when I heard the chips. I was like, oh,
That's
God.
funny.
I was like, why are people watching this?
So I guess it's safe to say that I probably would have died in that place, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been quiet either.
I just thought it was kind of funny because I honestly felt like they were telling, like, Chingun to like be quiet, but then at one point I think Reese screams, and I was like, I think the scream is probably louder than the fart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because they was getting mad at like the most like random stuff, like, hey, stop that. But they were just like talking loud for no reason. It's like, bro, y'all would have been gone.
Lex comes out of nowhere to plug with all the food. I'm like, that's my guy right there.
Yeah. At least I would have died full and not hungry. So it's all good.
Yeah, and I like how they, like you said, it was like a quiet place. So I like how Nickelodeon made its own version of it. Because when I was watching it, I was like, wait a minute, this looks like something I've seen before. So it's something that I could relate to. It's very similar to how SNL does, which makes sense because Keenan is on it. So I like how they can take stuff that movies and shows that we've seen already and make it a Nickelodeon version of it. So.
Yeah. That's what's really cool about the show too, because it's like a kid's version of SNL. So that's really something that we need nowadays. We don't have kids version of SNL. It's either you watch SNL or you don't. But so that's what's really special about the show.
Yeah. And I always say that this is a show that like one of these shows that brings families together in the living room, which is like their whole intent anyways. So you being a part of this cast and also a part of this younger generation, how about your mom? Did she ever watch the old All That? So when you got this, was she familiar with the show?
Both my parents were uber excited. My family was uber excited. They were like, "You're on what?" I was like, yeah, you guys, I'm on All That. They were like, no, you don't get it. I was like, no, I get it. I've seen it. But they were uber excited for me. We were like, when I found out, I was actually home with my aunt, and my dad went to the store, and I was uber sick. I was like sweating, headache, everything was just like drenched in all kinds of bodily oils. And I got the call from my mom, and they were like, my agent and manager were on the phone, and they were like, "Hey, I know you're sick, but you know what the best cure for a cold is?" And I was like, "What? You got some like Tamiflu or something?" It's like they were like, "No, you booked all that," and I was like,
You wasn't sick no more at that point.
No, everything, like the sweat, everything was gone, and I started running around the house full speed. My aunt was like, "What are you doing?" And then the call dropped. But she handled it. She relayed the information to me. But my dad got home and he just laid on the floor. He didn't know what to do. Like he just started rolling on the floor.
He knew that life was about to change in a real way.
Yeah.
But ain't it crazy how you got like your best news on your worst day?
It was crazy because I was completely out of it. Like ears were stuffy. Like I was not okay. But it was it was amazing. It was an amazing day.
So you literally was not okay at first, huh?
I literally was not okay.
Speaking
Oh wow.
of it,
Exactly. Literally. How you feeling, Miss Liza?
Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Man, so we really enjoyed your sketch. And one thing I can say is not all heroes wear capes, because you was there when they needed you every time, literally. So when she said, I literally peed my pants, you came out with the mop.
Yep.
That's real. And she said, I literally died. You came out with the SOS. That's real.
Yeah, that's a real friend. You know, you've all got that one friend that's like too like grammatically accurate, like won't text without a comma.
Usually we get tired of those people, though.
I am
Yeah.
that friend.
I
I have to
literally-
spell out the word completely, use commas, everything.
Yeah.
And I love this. This is probably my favorite sketch other than the Coach Crean one because
Oh, thank you.
I do not like when people do not use literally appropriately. So I was like, thank you for making
Right,
this.
Well,
That
I
is
literally
me.
need $100 right now.
Okay. Okay.
It bothers me. It
Liza
bothers
don't got
me.
that one.
I don't know if you know about this, but I used to watch the Amanda show too, and she actually had a sketch on there called The Literals, where like the whole family they were very literal. So like for example, she was like at a friend's house, and her friend's like, "Give me a break," and Amanda's like, "Okay," and she would like break her finger. Or something.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, get out!" And she's like, "Okay," and she would just like leave. So I love that Amanda show sketch. So I'm glad that
Somebody
they have like
just
kind of
said that in the chat.
yeah their own
They
like
said
little version.
It
of
was
it.
a similar. Matt said it was a similar sketch on the Amanda show back in the day with a family called The Literals.
So
As
whoever
you was
works for
talking.
Nickelodeon who's like, has an issue with that, thank you, because I agree. So thank you for making
They the real MVP.
I was gonna say that hit home for her.
Gabby, I have a
Yes.
question. Okay.
Of course.
So we know that all that brings fans from all ages, old and young. So, and the tapings, I wanted to know, what were there any wild fans or crazy fans that you've seen that you're like, oh my gosh, any older fans you've seen just there and just supportive of all that?
It's crazy because when you look up in the audience on Friday nights, it's either really, really young or very, very old. And they're like wearing the classic, like all that shirts, Good Burger, all kinds of crazy things. Like I think I saw some guy wearing like a Good Burger hat one time. Like when we were filming Good Burger, I was like, wow, this is real. Like this is happening. But it's really amazing because it is one of those shows that brings families together. It's not just, the kids, it's not just the adults, it's both. So that's really amazing.
Yeah, and I like how they do that when they tape as well. How, like you said, in the one sketch they had Kel Mitchell and Josh Server come in, with the new cast. So I like how they incorporate both because I like to see the old people too.
Yeah.
The old and the young together.
So we need to talk a little bit about you playing Beyonce, even though she was not in this episode, because I think that was all the sketches, right?
Yeah. But real quick, I want to touch back on the literally Liza, because that was the last sketch. This episode only had like 5 sketches. It was just like 7, maybe 8, but this one was like 5, so it was like short with the sketches. But speaking of that, some of them had like a lot of camera time. So you in the literally Liza, you had a lot of camera time.
Yeah.
How did they go about determining like how long a sketch is or whatever? How was that one in particular? How was that to shoot?
That was really interesting to shoot because we usually typically film on Thursdays and Fridays. Thursdays we film the sketches that have a lot of effects, like a lot of like clothes change and everything, wardrobe changes and everything. Like Liza had like 4 or 5, I believe.
Yeah.
So they had like this. They didn't have time for me to like run back to my dressing room and all that. So they set up a tent right in front of the set for me to change into, and then like hair and makeup had a separate tent right next door to like do like all the crazy like makeup effects for like Liza crying and all that good stuff. But it was a long time shooting that one because I had to like, as soon as we would finish a segment, I would have to run to the tent, change my makeup, then run back.
So was it real time during the sketch that you were like changing? Did you have like a little bit of time where they're like, all right, cut for a second, and then you changed and you came back?
Yeah, they had to cut, and then they had to splice it together. Then they had to like put all that like me exploding and all that good stuff they added in. But I'm here. I didn't explode.
I'm saying, if they didn't cut, I don't know how she got in that funeral outfit.
Oh, no.
I was like, you had the whole squad. Not only were you ready for the funeral, you had people with you. Like,
I was gonna say she had firefighter training or something. She got in that thing in 1 minute.
Oh,
you got the family and friends with you.
No. But
Does anybody have like a favorite sketch from this episode,
Favorites?
or one that you want to get more in detail about a little bit?
I already said mine. The Coach Crean and literally.
That was actually mine too, the Coach Crean one, and it's funny because Kel was just so savage. Like Coach Crean is just so savage.
Oh, the other thing I did like about that one that I wanted to talk about was just like the whole like how Josh's coach character is more like the PC one that like everyone's a winner. I'm not like that. I'm more Coach Crean. Like, no, not everyone is a winner. Some are better than others.
I think there's a balance. I think you should definitely prioritize winning,
I mean, I'm
but
not as
then have
aggressive
fun
as
at the same
Coach
time.
Crean.
Winning is a thing.
It is a thing.
Let's at least bring that out there.
And winning is fun. I think that Coach Clamper don't understand that winning is fun. He's talking about having fun. Like, winning is fun.
Yeah.
Let's win, and then that'll be fun.
Yeah.
One thing that stood out in that scene in particular was just Josh and Kel's chemistry. It was just like, it like clicked. Like, it was never, it's been how long since they performed together and stuff. So like, just right back at it. I thought that was really cool.
That just
From
shows
Chicago boys.
Yeah, that shows their level of expertise. You can tell they've been in the game for a minute just doing it. But Kel is so funny. Coach Crean, man, he's literally a heartbreaker and a trophy breaker, I guess. And he breaks everything else in the process. He hurt his hand on the locker. He got hit with the basketballs. He got hit with the ice, and then he got trampled by the kids on the bookshelf that fell on top of him. And it's like, I think that's karma. I really think that's karma, man. Like, what goes around comes around, and he got it the worst.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, that scene's also relatable, too, because in sports, you know, especially with children, you always have two different types of coaches. You either have the coach that say, okay, guys, we're just going to go out there and have fun, just play to the best of your ability. And then you got the other coach where it's like, no, go out there and win. You guys need to get the trophy. We get in first place. Like, so it's so real. It's just so real.
Yeah.
And since you're speaking already, you know what else is real? We got some news and gossip for you. AJ, take it away.
Yes, everyone. So I know you guys heard me talk about the Good Burger pop-up shop, right?
Yeah.
All right, we talked about it a few weeks ago. So guess what, guys? I have some inside info for you guys. You guys want to know what it looked like? Okay. I got some pictures of some sketches of what it will look like. Okay, so go ahead and check that out. Okay,
So
do you
cool.
see it?
Super
you guys, so that's one picture, and that's the other one, guys.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if you have not gotten your tickets already, you need to go get your tickets, okay? Because they on sale, and you need to be there. Gabby, are you gonna hit up the pop-up shop?
I believe so. Yeah, that's the plan.
We'll
That's the
catch you
plan.
there.
We'll
Yeah.
catch you there. I better not
yep.
see you working. She might be a waitress.
She,
y'all.
you know, she's gonna
Hey.
prepare for her role.
Never
in,
know.
You know, hopefully a good burger.
Hopefully, good burger too. You never know.
All I want is a
Yeah.
good burger and some orange soda, and I'm
Ooh.
good. I'm good. Like,
I'm
I'm
gonna try
chilling.
everything. Good shakes, good fries, good everything.
Remember,
everything.
don't do it half off, though. Don't do half
not
off.
half
Oh no, the full price.
Literally, I want my whole food.
Literally. That's what I gotta say. Just say literally.
Yes.
I literally want the whole meal with the shake. That's it.
How you get it.
Literally. And
They might say that. They might, oh, here's a cow. You want the whole? Like, no, that would just be bad.
No.
Yes. And once again, I have a few tweets for you guys because Twitter has been going crazy.
Okay.
Everybody. Okay, so our first tweet comes from Phoenix. She says, watching the new All That is so nostalgic. The fact that the old cast pops into, I can't even contain my excitement. Thank you, Nickelodeon. Hashtag 90s baby. All right.
Yeah.
Now, everyone,
Nickelodeon.
especially Nickelodeon, pay attention to this tweet, okay? We got a special tweet from somebody named Crean, Mega Cartoon 12. He says that at AfterBuzz TV, it'd be so awesome if all the OGs from
Literally.
the All That did a special epic podcast. That means come here as a guest. The whole crew.
Oh.
Hey, I mean, we want to see them here, right?
Exactly. I was gonna say, I'm down.
So, I mean, Nickelodeon, if you watching or whatever, this is what the people want, okay?
that's what the people
Just
want.
saying. Our next tweet comes from Mr. Hollywood 13. He says, Kel Mitchell is still funny AF to me. I know, right? Kids show, okay, guys? The new All That works because he is on it.
Aww.
And I just want to say that's my man, okay? So calm down. No, thank you so much. Yes, we love Kel Mitchell, okay? Once again, another tweet from Frank says, thank you, Kel Mitchell, for bringing Coach Crean and my childhood back, okay?
Big facts.
So, like you all said, everyone loves Coach Crean.
Yes.
I'm just
Okay.
waiting for those to start saying, like, with the new kids and their specific characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna happen a lot,
Yeah.
especially with Beyonce. Like,
Oh, that's
I told you, like, from the first like video you guys put out, that's so funny, or I'm so funny.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she
That's gonna
already,
blow.
She already slayed it.
Oh,
I was like,
thank you so much.
I was like,
Thank you.
Beyonce,
Yeah.
I'm already sold.
Thank you
Which
so
is
much.
Then the
Why?
next tweet says, since All That is back, can we bring Kenan and Kel back? Okay, so hey,
slow your roll. Let's slow
Nickelodeon.
your roll. Let's
Slow your roll.
Let's say that again and
It's
then look
gonna
at your
happen,
expression.
but let's enjoy all that a little bit.
Gabby, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So Nickelodeon brought all that back, which you're a cast member on.
Yes.
What other show would you want Nickelodeon to bring back that you would love to be a part of?
Oh, that I would love to be a part of.
Yes.
Well, Kenan and Kel. Kenan and Kel.
I got
That
one
would
for
be-
you too.
Okay.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
That would
Okay.
be very, very spicy.
Please don't shoot me if I'm wrong, but Cousin Skeeter was Nickelodeon, right?
Yes.
Because I was thinking Cousin Skeeter. You would be great on Cousin Skeeter.
That would be dope.
Okay. I
That would
love
be
that.
dope.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
That would be the
That's
show
a good
for
one.
her.
That was a good one.
I have a question for you.
All
so
right.
you said you share the same set with a couple other shows, right? Or is it just one?
Just one. Just
okay.
one.
So like, have you interacted with those guys? Have you like talked to them? Because it's Henry Danger, correct?
Yes, yes. We see Henry Danger almost every single day. We shoot right across from them. Our side is on the right and their side is on the left, but we see them in the hallways and we pass by and we have fun. We play basketball and all kinds of crazy stuff, but they're such an amazing cast. They're really doing a great job on their show. They're really working hard. So I'm very proud of them.
Yeah. Have they gave you like any notes? Because I mean, they've been there for like 6 seasons. Obviously, y'all already have like Kenan and Kel. Y'all have enough mentors, but just seeing it from, especially like from kids that their perspective, that could be kind of huge. Have any of those those kids reached out to you?
It's really amazing. Like Jace Norman, he's been so sweet to us, so amazing. Like the first day, he was just so welcoming to us when we came on set, and he was like, just have fun, enjoy the journey because this is gonna be a ride for you guys. And I'm like, wow, you're talking to me, but because I grew up on Henry Danger, so it's weird, like seeing like Schwaz walk by in his like costume and Captain Man. It's really weird because my dressing room is right across from Cooper Barnes, so every time like he comes by in his Captain Man outfit, I still get like really excited. But it's really amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah, it really is a ride, just like you said. And we're actually going to go on a ride right now. Jeff, you have a game. Introduce your game to us, man.
Yeah, so we're going to do all that remix. So where we pick 2 different characters from 2 different scenes and that we'd want to see interact. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to say I want literal Liza with Coach Crean. I think I need some of that because he said, I think there was a line to like, destroy the other team. Like, literally destroy the other team and just explosions, like stuff like that. I feel like that would just be a great duo, and I would love to see that chemistry on screen.
That's so funny that you said that because mine is similar but just a little bit different. So keep Coach Crean, but then instead add Kate because destroy. So add her in there because they're both about, I guess, the destruction of whatever it is at that point. So I would like to see both those personalities like go together and see what happens.
Coach Crean is destroying people and she's destroying things, so it'll just destroy everything.
I don't think she's necessarily against destroying people if the people don't make you happy.
Oh, that's true. That bring you joy. Yeah. Did you want to?
Oh, I mean, Coach Crean and Lex Lumpkin. I love to see them. So Lex Lumpkin and you, Gabrielle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Lex is amazing. Yeah.
So which characters would you like to see mix up? And I mean, it doesn't have to be from this episode.
Go.
Actually,
no, trust me, it's gonna be a good segue. It's gonna be a good segue because we picked Coach Crean for all of us, but I want Coach Crean and Beyonce to do a sketch together because their demeanor is so different. She's more calm and cool, and he's crazy and loud. So just seeing them interact, I think would be hilarious. So.
Did somebody say my name?
Yes, we sure did.
hey.
And it's time. How does it feel to play somebody like Beyonce?
It's amazing. It is such an honor to play like such an iconic legend. Like I grew up listening to Beyonce, watching her documentaries and things like that. So just being able to play Beyonce's, it's such an honor. She's such an empowering just anthem for people in general. So I really feel like a responsibility to like portray her the way that people want her to be portrayed.
You got to kill it. But
but
that's exactly what you do. You definitely kill the Beyonce thing. And I'm sure she's seen it or somebody on her team has shown her something. Now it's just a matter of making that connection happen.
Exactly.
That's why we're wearing these stickers.
Gabe.
Use the hashtag, everyone. Hashtag Gabe2020.
So has she hit you up? And if not, has she hit you up? And when are we gonna get a collab? Because I need both of you guys in a scene together. That would be dope.
Yeah.
Who, Beyonce?
Yeah.
Me
Or
and
on
Beyonce?
stage.
Yes, you and Beyonce.
Coachella.
I need you.
I'm like, me and Beyonce? Oh no, Beyonce has not hit me up yet, but
She might after watching this.
I would
Exactly.
pass out. I would pass out if like Beyonce tweeted me or something, but
it
it would be an honor to just be in Beyonce's presence, it would be such a good opportunity.
Can we talk a little bit about your makeup? Because your makeup is amazing. I got to see her shoot like several of the Bed Bath & Beyonce's, and I noticed on the monitor, I'm like, dang, her makeup looks so good. So how long does that take?
Hair, makeup, and wardrobe, when we first started doing Beyonce, took about an hour and 30 minutes. But now we've kind of cut it down to about an hour, roughly an hour. But makeup usually takes sometimes maybe about 30 minutes, and then we got to get the wig on, braid my hair, all this down to get that gorgeous blonde locks on, and then I got to go and put on the Beyonce suit, which is always a good time. But it usually averages about an hour and 30 minutes.
Would you say it's more particular because it is Beyonce? Like, are they on set like, oh no, this is Beyonce, we got to do it this way? Is it ever like that?
They're usually like that with a lot of the impressions, like especially like Ariana Grande and like people that are really relevant right now. They try to get it like on point, so you know we hopefully can get those appearances. So we can get those appearances on the show, but you know really they just try to pay attention to Beyonce and all those good characters, just so we can, you know, do our duty right.
And that was, Beyonce was like one of the impressions you did when you auditioned, right?
It was. It was, yeah. I auditioned with Beyonce. I originally was not going to audition with Beyonce because she was a relatively new impression that I had started doing. My acting coach was like, no, this is good. You should do it. You should do it. I'm like, okay, I'm just doing this for you, and if it doesn't work out, this is your fault. But, you know, here she is.
Here she is.
Question real quick. So you were bullied in school. So I wanted to know, what message would you have for kids out here that's probably watching this, need to be inspired because maybe they're going through bullying, getting bullied at school themselves?
I would just say, you know, people never know what you're going through, so just try to be kind to everyone. You know, if you're different, that doesn't mean that you don't have a future. You know, you do you because
do you, boo boo.
Yes, you do you, boo boo. But you know, it's really, don't take what people say too much to heart, because they're always going through something too. You know, if the bully might have been bullied in their past, or you know, maybe you have clear skin and they don't, and they're really insecure about it. But I would just say, really, just you know, you do you. You do you. Try to block out the haters. That's something that we're dealing with too as a cast. But you know, we really just, we have each other's backs, and I would just say to, you know, talk to a trusted adult about it, and you know, nothing's forever. Nothing's forever.
Focus on the people that love you.
Focus on the people that love you.
Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And would you say, like, some of the people who were like bullying you, were like, I guess, hard on you, would you say that after seeing you on this now, have they kind of changed up a little bit?
Of course.
They switched up on you? They want to be your friend now.
Of course. But you know what? Block and delete. Right there.
That's better than me. I'd send them a link. I'm like, oh, did you see this week's episode?
That's it. I would have a hard time blocking. I'd be like, you know what? I'll let you see it. Like, this, it probably hurt you more just to see me killing it like this.
Smile on them.
Did you watch the episode of all of that?
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? You gotta take all that negativity out of your life and just focus on the positive. So that's really what I try to focus on.
How's it changed your school schedule, like being on this show?
We're all homeschooled now.
Okay.
We all go to school together. We have 2 amazing set teachers that make sure we get our assignments in on time. We're all on different homeschooling programs, so they do an amazing job of keeping up with who's on what schedule, who's doing what each day. But it's really amazing because we have to do school every single day. Then Nickelodeon's very, very good about making sure that we have an academic future, which I am very, very glad of and very appreciative of. But it's really amazing because these guys, we all have 7 big different personalities. So going to school is very, very fun. But it's amazing. It's amazing.
And I think it's cool for you, and it's super unique for your cast, just because of the fact that you're getting an opportunity that a lot of kids don't get. So you're not only are getting the education that you would get as a kid, but you're also learning the work-life balance that a lot of kids won't get until they start to get into like maybe high school and going to college, and like life skills, things that you don't learn in school, you're learning right now.
Exactly. Like interview skills, interview skills, you know, just all kinds of crazy things that you're going to need in life, you learn on set, which is really, we're really thankful for that.
You're definitely going to have a long career. I feel it. We all feel it. You're going to have a long career in this industry. What are you working on now? What do you have upcoming?
Just all that. Saturdays, 8:30, every weekend this summer.
And Coachella.
And hopefully
Coachella next year.
Grammy.
Coachella 2020 with Beyonce. Because that's going to work.
Yeah.
Got a good burger in the line. Like you got, she working, she grinding.
Just can't say anything right now, but we know it's gonna happen.
All right.
Any final thoughts from anybody? Anything you want to ask Gabby?
Well, yeah, I just want to say thank you for coming. This is a great episode.
Thank you for stopping by.
We got the beehive. Wait, we got Gab Beehive up in the house. Let's go.
Thank you. I love those stickers. That's the best thing I've ever seen. We got Gabby 2020.
Gabby 2020.
Yeah.
You already know.
Let's make it happen.
Let's give it up one more time for Gabby. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys. I had a great time.
Yeah, we did too. Thank you for showing up, and thank y'all for showing up. You can catch us every single Sunday, same time, 5 o'clock Pacific time for the All That After show. Follow us on social media up until then at AfterBuzz TV. That's on all platforms. You can follow me personally on social media everywhere online at Hero from the 90s. You can also catch me on Thursdays. I'm doing the Growing Up Hip Hop After show, which is at 8 o'clock every Thursday. Where can they find you, AJ?
Crimson Pearl on Instagram.
And you can find me at JeffWill_Jr.
Instagram at More Than You Think 7, and then my 90s channel on YouTube, 90s Kids Forever.
Hey, and where can they find you, Gabby?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Gabrielle Nevaeh and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Gabrielle Nevaeh Green.
Please follow her. Keep in touch. Follow us. We'll see you next week. And until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and stay buzzing.
Oh my God.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.